Hey everybody, and thank you for doing your daily sign-in into the world of video games. Today we're gonna be talking about the fact that a lot of games are getting the power of next gen, but one in particular doesn't even need the power of next gen to run faster. There is a PlayStation launch title that is getting delayed into 2021, and we got a few DLC stories today that we need to talk about. They're all pretty cool. I enjoy every single one of them. So let's get started. Alright, but before we get started, make sure to leave a like if you like what you see. Only if you like what you see though. And consider subscribing because there's going to be a lot of daily sign-ins every weekday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you don't want to miss any one of them, you better click that notification bell. You know what I mean? You got to be in the loop. But in any case, let's get started with the first piece of news. But Sony Santa Monica Studio just tweeted the fact that God of War, one of my favorite games, I think of all time actually, because what I was able to do with Kratos, a character that I didn't really care too much about, it was amazing. But the best part is, one of the most anticipated games is the fact that they actually showed a little bit of footage for Ragnarok 2 during their PlayStation showcase, where they put up a little bit of more stories about the PlayStation 5. Well, now we know that at least we can actually replay the God of War from 2018 on the PS5 with the save that we had. We don't even have to renew the old save. So you can transfer your saves from the PS4 exactly where you left off into the PS5 Enhanced Edition. And you can also play up to 60 frames per second with the favorite performance. So essentially, this is like a backwards compatible title. It's not like they're being remade or redone for PS5. But you actually having the ability to actually do the save from your PS4, I think is actually pretty awesome. Especially because one of the other very well-known titles doesn't allow you to do that. It was reported back in the day that Spider-Man PS4 doesn't actually allow you to transfer saves. So even if you wanted to do a New Game Plus, you wouldn't be able to do it. It probably has to do with the fact that it has an enhanced edition. That one has like a fully remastered. They even changed Peter Parker's face, which I'm still not a fan of. But they actually they don't allow you to transfer the PS4 save. So if you want to play it on PS5, on the enhanced edition, you won't be able to do so. But I'm excited because I really like going back to playing the first installments of games before actually going to the sequels, even if I have played them before, just to get a refresher on everything that was going on, and especially if they're as good as God of War. Sometimes I gotta chuck through some of the ones that I didn't really enjoy, but God of War, that's a treat. That's definitely worth it. Now, if we look at another PlayStation title, that this one doesn't necessarily require a PS5. It turns out that The Last of Us, the remastered version from the PS4, is actually able to have faster load times. This was originally reported by Anthony Calabrese, which is a speedrunner on the Twitch community, a Twitch partner. He said that the patch 1.11 of The Last of Us made it so loading screens are basically non-existent. This is for both the SSD and the HD and the hard drive versions, which I'm excited about because I actually don't have the SD version. I just have the hard drive. Apparently, he can almost chop up 18 seconds from his speedruns, which is pretty awesome. As we can see, somebody within the channel El Analista de Bits, which is Spanish, which is freaking awesome, actually put the two games side to side. As we're showing it here on the screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, which you can do by going to Twitch, to youtube.com and type in It's All Fun Games. As you can see this here, the loading time, I remember because I'm actually replaying The Last of Us 1 right now on my own. The reason that I'm doing that is because I really want to get the whole story, because I haven't played The Last of Us 2 yet. So I'm almost done the remaster, and now I'm going to be able to play the second one. Look at that. It took 13 seconds, and I believe if we advance the video a little bit, it takes a whole, 2 minutes to almost load the game? This is crazy. It took 2 minutes before to load the game, and it took only 13 seconds to load it right now, which is awesome. And you don't even need the PS5 right now to be able to do this. So that's pretty cool. The fact that they're optimizing a game for a PS4. Probably, if you play this backwards compatible on PS5, it's going to be a lot faster. But speaking of games that are running not necessarily faster, but it has more FPS, on the Xbox side of things, I don't think I covered this last time, but it looks like the Master Chief Collection you can actually run if you play it on the Xbox Series S and this Xbox Series X. It will be at a total of 120 frames per second in campaign and multiplayer. I actually been playing the Master Chief Collection, but on PC, and I've been enjoying the fact that I can change my FOB, and for me it runs at around 120 with my current setup, which is freaking awesome. So the fact that you can be able to do that with the new console just by literally putting in the disc that you had before, not even getting a new game, is freaking awesome. It's like we are getting better load times, faster frames per second from a console. Again, if you're a PC and you want to build your own PC and all this sort of stuff, and we know that you can do this, but having the convenience to do it in a console now is freaking amazing. But in not so good news, the fact that we have from the PlayStation blog, it turns out that Destruction AllStars, which to me looks like a combination, or is trying to appeal to the same market as Rocket League and Fortnite. So almost like a mashup of the two. You gotta see the video. We don't know much about the game yet, only from a few teasers and videos that were shown up in previous PlayStation blogs. But essentially, the Destruction All-Stars is going to be coming now to PlayStation Plus in February. This is by Pete Smith, the Director of Product Development. Hi everyone, we wanted to share a quick update on our plans for Destruction All-Stars. We have decided to move the game's release from November 2020 to February 2021, where it will be included for 2 months in PlayStation Plus at no additional cost. This is awesome. Destruction All-Star is a multiplayer game that is at its best when you're competing with gamers online from all around the world. We want as many people as possible to experience the mayhem on PS5, and what better way to do that than provide the game to our PlayStation Plus members. So that's awesome, because honestly, when you have a launch lineup right now, if you are buying a PS5 on launch day, first of all, they're very scarce. There's only people that have been able to pre-order them is going to be able to get them. And second of all, if you are one of those people that actually went out of your way to pre-order them, either you're trying to make a little bit of a profit out of it, which I really dislike doing. And honestly, because you see, it boils my blood when I see those posts on like eBay and other like secondhand markets where they are actually just reselling you the pre-order, but like almost like twice the price. It just makes my blood boil a little bit. But anyway, you are either one of those or you are a hardcore fan of PS5, and there is two titles in particular that may be very interesting to you, which are Spider-Man Miles Morales and Demon's Souls. Those are like the ones that I think is actually taking on the majority of the time, not to count the third-party ones like Black Ops coming out for Call of Duty if you're a shooter fan, and also other titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legions and Cyberpunk 2077, even though that's not really a PS5 until next year. But in any case, if you're one of those, you're probably looking into those titles, not necessarily into this one. And the fact that this is making it to PlayStation Plus allows PlayStation Plus users to download this for free. And it kind of gives you the same vibe, because if you think about back in the day when Rocket League was released, it was actually picked up as a PlayStation Plus title, which meant a lot of people could get it quote unquote for free. You still need the PlayStation Plus subscription. But it hit. Rocket League is now huge, and I wonder if it would be as huge if you hadn't been part of a deal like this. And so was Fall Guys, a more recent example, if you think about it. So now, February, people have kind of settled in a little bit with the launch. More people are able to get this, and at the same time dropping in before something else, something bigger comes up, which I'm thinking Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Then this will actually be, it has a bigger chance of actually making an impact than it did at launch, in my opinion, at least. Now, let's get into the pieces of DLC that were announced today, or like the EA announced the fact that they're gonna add a little bit, just a supply drop. They mentioned that they were not gonna be adding any DLC to this, but the fact that they're adding just these little pieces of fan things that they want to have. For example, they are adding a Mandalorian supply drop, which has basically the main piece that you need to see here is the Baby Yoda. Everybody loves that Baby Yoda, and the fact that the Mandalorian 2 is coming out pretty soon on Disney Plus, this is a cool like tie-in to get people excited about the game for sure. And if you see Baby Yoda on your ship, which by the way is Star Wars Squadrons, I haven't played it, but the screenshot that you see from it, from the cockpit, it's incredible. So that's really cool. That just a nice little piece of addition right there. Apex, actually, let me show you what Apex had in store for us. It actually showed us a little bit of a story trailer, essentially, for their Season 7. The Season 7 for Apex is essentially called Stories from the Outlands, and it teases the new character that is coming out. The new character kind of was teased already a couple weeks ago in an event quest called We Experiment, which had a little bit of a Scottish accent, and it basically had players installing like these gravity lifts that you can put across the map, and it kind of points to the fact that you could potentially have this character doing a lot of things with gravity lifts, especially because you see this particular trailer that you see in this on YouTube. It's basically a scientist right now that made a promise to her son and has a lot of vibes from Interstellar. The story trailers from Apex have been getting a lot better. At the beginning, they were like very chaotic and stuff, but after a few little while, the story trailers are actually really cool and really enjoyable to watch, especially because of their art style. It's pretty fun. It gives me a little. The art style is very unique for that sense, and it has a little bit of that vibe that Overwatch gave us when it releases new characters as well. So I'm glad that Apex is stepping it up with their characters. Now they're made a very interesting and unique world, that's for sure. And for the last piece of DLC we got today is the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is actually adding a card game to the game itself, which I found fascinating. If you don't know what Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is, it's essentially the latest installment in the Dragon Ball franchise. It's literally playing the anime. Is the best way that I could describe this. You are going through Dragon Ball Z, essentially the entire saga itself, not even from the point of view of Kakarot, which is what the title kind of hints at, but through the eyes of everything, and it literally playing the anime. It has the best visuals that I ever seen from a Dragon Ball game, that's for sure, and that's including Dragon Ball Fighter set, in my opinion. And it has a lot of. They already been dropping DLC content for Super, Dragon Ball Super, which includes Battle of the Gods, and having Super Saiyan Blue as well, and now having this card game with the original art from Dragon Ball Z. It's pretty cool. I still don't know how it actually works. If you look at this on YouTube, you can take a look of how it actually you can build up your deck and have battle it out with the another person or AI. So if take a look at that, it's pretty awesome. And last but not least, this is not really video game related, but the fact that we got a potential actor for Moon Knight. If you're a Marvel fan, like I am, at least, I would say I'm a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. Not really, I'd never actually read too much of the comics, and I was the kid that, enjoyed the Avengers, enjoyed Spider-Man, enjoyed watching the cartoons, but not really too much, dove too much into the lore. The fact that they're putting up more characters that I didn't even know about in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's awesome. This is for the Disney Plus series, and if you don't know who Oscar Isaac is, he is one of the lead actors in Star Wars. He is the one that drives all the ships, the pilot, as you may call him. But yeah, those are all the pieces of news that we got for you today. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing your daily sign-in. Remember, we come at you live every single day on twitch.tv/itsallfunandgames at 5:30 p.m. PST. I give you a rundown of all the news items that I saw and I thought they were interesting, give you my opinion on them, and we get to chat it out. If you want to be part of the conversation, as always, you can do so by commenting this if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can also join us on the Discord, we can have a conversation there for sure. Or if you're one of those that really likes email, still in the year 2020, you can email us at it's all fun and games to be at gmail.com. Remember, this podcast comes to you on all podcast services if you just like the audio version, except for SoundCloud, and on video version for YouTube. So check out all the other content that we got coming for you today, especially the weekly gaming podcast that me and the sexy boys in the business are about to film on twitch.tv/it's all fun and games. So hope to see you tomorrow.